Hi there! It has come to my attention that October, aside from being Spooktober, is also Disability Awareness Month, and on multiple specific dates or weeks, specific disabilities, mental and physical ones, are talked about. So while I have been making videos and doing a couple live streams for Spooktober, I also want to talk about this topic, specifically my own disabilities and what I've experienced and learned around them. First off, let me address the term disabled. There are people who think this term is offensive, and while I have listened to multiple viewpoints on why they think this is, I do not agree. Personally, I prefer the term disabled and disability over the alternative some people would like to push, as these alternatives feel either dishonest or right out diminishing of how our disabilities affect our day-to-day lives. Now, in order to make sure I'm not an outlier in this thought process, I've spent a few days talking to people both online and in real life about this. And it seems I'm not alone in this. Now, if any of you watching this don't agree, I respect your opinions, and I won't get annoyed at you using alternative terms. However, I ask that you in turn respect that I will keep using the terms disabled and disabilities when speaking about myself or those I know. I myself have both mental and physical disabilities. The physical disability that I get the most interactions about is the fact that I walk with a cane, due to permanent damage to the cartilage in my knee. Now, I think some of you can already imagine what types of reactions I get. I'm a younger woman, not looking elderly at all, walking with a cane. Add to that the fact that I don't exactly dress casual, so I don't really blend in and people notice me. I don't mind the glances. I ignore the judgmental stares. But once in a while there are those who feel that I need to know what they think about me, and oh boy, those thoughts are usually not exactly welcome. I've been told I look too young to need a cane, or that I'm faking my disability to get out of having a job. And that list can go on and on and on. People see me, they see my cane, and they make assumptions. I've even been asked if my cane is some weird fashion statement or something. It's a lot. In the workspace, I've also had to deal with assumptions, especially when I request accommodations for either my mental or physical disabilities. Things like, oh, you look too put together to be struggling, or you're too young to have back issues, were common phrases thrown at me by managers and colleagues. Looking put together on the outside doesn't mean I'm not struggling on the inside. There is no age on messing up your own spine. Some disabilities are visible, like my cane is a visible indicator of having mobility issues, but others are not, like my back issues have no visible cue for others to notice ever. But sometimes, those who want to help people with disabilities can also be part of the problem. Infantilizing people with mental disabilities, for example, or assuming disabled people are unable to do simple tasks. If you're someone who would like to be helpful to a disabled person in your environment, most of us appreciate it best if you just treat us like any other person and either offer help when you notice it might be needed, or just wait till you're asked for help. Assuming someone needs help and jumping in without first verbally confirming that they need the help can often do more damage to the disabled person's mental health than they'd be comfortable admitting to you. So offer and wait for consent before you help. For example, before I had my current cane, I'd regularly have to use crutches. And a couple times I've been on a plane. Now, when booking a flight on a plane, you can request help with mobility issues, which I did, as my first time without set accommodations was hell for me and my crutches. So each time I would be asked to sit in a wheelchair. Someone could then easily roll me over through customs and to the gate and stuff like that. Luckily for me, the people providing these services where I've been have been respectful. They always approached me from the front, let me know who they were and why they were there. Then they asked if I'm ready to be pushed towards the next destination. However, a friend of mine didn't have the same experience when she went to the airport for her first time. Just like me, she can technically walk, but it's slow, and just like me, she cannot stand upright for long periods of time without pain. So at the airport, they provided her a wheelchair. While she was waiting to be informed about what gate she'd have to be at, someone from the mobility service just suddenly grabbed her wheelchair and started pushing her towards the gate, without first talking to her or anything like that. Now, she's non-confrontational and also asked me to remain anonymous. But this experience had her very rattled. Imagine sitting there rather vulnerable and someone you didn't see approaching you suddenly starts pushing the chair on wheels that you're stuck to. No introduction, no warning, no asking if she's ready, nothing. For all she knew, it could have been someone with bad intentions bringing her who knows where. At that moment, she froze. She felt unsafe and stripped of her own humanity, treated as if she wasn't even a person, more like just another piece of luggage. So again, if you ever want to help a disabled person, be that someone in a wheelchair or not, please talk to the person first and ask if you can help them. If they refuse your help, respect that and step back. Don't push, don't get insulted or sulky. If they do not want your help, don't give it and move on with your day like you would with any other person. I consider myself very fortunate to have grown up in an environment with good healthcare and no medical gaslighting. Sadly, I know too many people who do not have that fortune. And I know there are people I've never met without that fortune. So one of the things I try to do with my weekly motivation TikToks is that I try to provide support to those who need it. And to let you know you're not alone and you deserve better. While honestly at the same time reminding myself that I am also worth the help and care that I've been getting. Mental health is equally as important as physical health. And too many people forget that. Some people will even deny the importance of mental health, of either themselves or others. That's why I hope my weekly motivations can reach those who feel down or neglected. I hope to reach those who feel alone or unwanted. I want to tell all of them, all of you, your life is worth living. Times might be hard, but you're worth fighting through them. Disabled or not, all mental health is important and needs to be taken seriously. So if you are struggling and there's a support system available to you, please reach out and don't be ashamed to request the help you need. If there is no support system available to you, please try to find one. It might be hard depending on the environment you live in, but thanks to the wonderful age of the global internet, there are online support systems available to us. And if any of you know any good and trustworthy support system, please feel free to share them in my comment section for others to check out as well. I will do the same. Sharing support is important. Together, we're stronger than alone. Now, I know I say this at the end of every single one of my videos, but I mean it every time. Take care.